Don, this was obviously 2 years in the making for you. Has there been a stage where you actually felt that they lost belief, or has it always been there that they could get here?
No, I think it's built over the 2 years. I think there were times even this year, early in the year, where we were playing some good footy, but it probably wasn't as complete as we'd have liked. And great credit to the players. The work they've done. As I said previously, the connection they've got allows them to perform like they did tonight, which is fantastic. And the atmosphere tonight, incredible. 53,800 Adelaide supporters. I couldn't hear the guys on the bench when I was trying to talk to guys on the bench. It was that loud, and we kicked the first 2 goals, and it was sort of reverberating through the coaches' box. So massive thank you to all of our fans and supporters who've turned up tonight. And it's I know it certainly gives the players a significant lift, and creates a wonderful atmosphere for us playing.
You're probably a little bit concerned with obviously the 15-day break coming in. Jeez, it must have worked wonders, whatever you guys did last week then with that training session. Yeah, well, look, as I said yesterday, we were really confident in the preparation we'd had, and we thought we'd trained to an appropriate level. But the start was fantastic. Our guys' ability to jump out of the blocks and really get pressure on the ball and win our share, and obviously hit the scoreboard pretty significantly early. Got the game flowing the right way.
Geelong came at you in the second quarter, and you managed to hold firm a late goal, and then you just must be thrilled with the second half.
Yeah, look, it was, we always expected they were going to come at some point, and, we were sort of, I think it was 9 goals to 1 at, midway through that second quarter, and then they kicked 3 or 4 in a row, and, you know the danger of their side with the quality of players they've got, so, we were always mindful that they were going to have their moments, and I think it was important we kept the scoreboard ticking over, which, allowed us to maintain that sort of buffer, and then the second half we ground it out, yeah.
So, Don, is that complete, or do you think there's even more left in them?
I think we'll continue to. Well, look, we'll learn from today. There's some things today which, I would already look at and review and go, look, we need to tidy some of those things up. There's no such thing as you're never going to be a complete side. You're going to still keep working on things individually, collectively. We've got ourselves in a great position to play for a premiership, and that's ultimately at the start of the year. That's what you aim to do, and we've still got some work to do there.
So, what do you think is significantly better than what we thought was very, very good at the start of the year when you were 6-0?
Look, I think we've probably found different ways in terms of winning. I think early in the season we were able to score quite heavily, and that was what got us in and won us games of footy. I think now we're probably more even around. We can score in different ways. We can sort of play at different levels as well. So that's all part of the learning. That's what you learn every week. Every game gives you that opportunity, and tonight's no different. As I said, there's some things which we did really well, and there's some things which we'll keep working on. Now we'll get it. Only got 1 week to worry about those things, but a lot of positives out of tonight.
That 1 week, is it enough for McGovern, or is it a road too long for him now?
Well, we'll give him every chance. I mean, he's back. He's running to a reasonable level now, and clearly he'll have to do some training at some pretty high level this week for us to feel comfortable taking him in. But I spoke to him just before, and he's in a real positive mind frame, and he'll give himself every chance to play.
Have you had time, Don? I mean, they're made for grand final day. That duo.
Oh, look, they're electric. And again, our whole group is not relying on. Tonight it was Charlie and Eddie contributed significantly as well. I think Josh kicked 4, but throughout the year we're not trying to rely on one guy to hit the scoreboard. And yet they do a lot of other things around there. And Charlie hit the scoreboard really well tonight, which was pleasing. But really even contribution again. And as I've said all year, that's when we play our best footy. Is when we get a real even spread of contributors, and that's across all the phases. And when they do that, we're able to, A, maintain pressure, and B, when we win the ball, move the ball pretty efficiently.
I know the game's only just finished, but have you had time to think about how you approach next week? Do you allow the players to embrace the occasion, or how you look?
I think you have to. I'm fortunate I've been there before, and you have to. It's not a normal game. It's the reality. This is the last game of the year. This is where you're playing for the premiership, and it's a different week. But you embrace the excitement of that week, and we'll go through some of the logistics of the week and what it looks like with our players early on, and then we'll concentrate on what we need to do, which is play a game of footy and win a game of footy, and that's how we'll approach it, which will be no different in another game, even though it will be a different game. But it's exciting. That's what we play for. These games are what we play for.
On the bond between the players, obviously the club's been through a lot over a long period of time. How's that bond? How much has that played a role in your success this year?
Well, I think it's probably a little bit of the bond, a little bit of just how they've matured as a group. We do a lot of things with our playing group, which is around not only educating them how to play, but a lot of work in the space whereby how they build relationships with each other. And so some of that's through past events, and a fair chunk of that is through things we've done in the recent times, which has just allowed them to probably give more of each other to each other, and that helps build trust. And ultimately, that's what I believe is important in winning big games of footy is trust between people, that they know that the guys will get their job done.
And your midfield's been maligned. They said, you're a Patrick Dangerfield or a Bryce Gibbs Short.
Yep.
Those guys, Crouches and Atkins and even Seedsman and Sloan, of course, all stood up on the big stage tonight. Yeah,
and they're a proud group. They've worked hard all year, and they've grown throughout the year as well. And again tonight, their energy and their pressure around the ball was just fantastic. But again, it wasn't like it was coming from one or two sources. It wasn't like Sloan had to drive it all. It was across the board. So even Huey Greenwood comes in and plays his role. So it's as I said, that's the pleasing part. When you get a real even contribution from all our guys, and they play the way we know they're capable of, I'm just super proud of them.
Were you quite happy that
good dress rehearsal? It was quite early, and
yep.
you probably expect that next week.
Oh yeah, look, it's all finals are going to be tough to win, and tonight was no different. We knew we were in for a contest. I think to our guys' credit, they jumped out really well, and were able to then hold it off. But next week will be a different game against another quality opposition. So as much as we're pleased with tonight, again, making a grand final is not what it's about. It's actually about winning the grand final, and that's what we now set our sights on doing.
What becomes more important?
Sorry, Don, you had a lot of success as a player, premiership success. Do you feel any different about coaching?
Well, it's different coaching because the reality is, I guess the players do it. We're here as coaches, and myself and our coaching group, we try and educate them, we try and train them, we show belief in them. To let them go and do what they do and do it as well as they can, and sometimes the challenge in this time of the year is to not overcoach, is to actually they know it. If they don't know the game style now and they don't understand the ways we can adapt to the game, then we haven't done our job. And sometimes the coach, you want to give them more and more information, but that's sometimes not helpful. It's better just to get out of the way and let them play. And tonight we had a pretty simple focus, a few simple key points, and they were able to go out and execute those based on what we've done in previous weeks, not specifically on what we need to do tonight. They understand what creates winning for this team, and they're able to execute that tonight, which is great.
How much does a moment like tonight prepare them for the sense of occasion that Saturday will be when it's? I mean, you know what it's like that last day with that biggest crowd.
Yeah, that's the reality. I think the guys will go to sleep tonight, put their head on the pillow, and know that next week they're going to play in front of 100,000 people at the MCG. That's a given. So there'll be no surprise when we run out there and there's 100,000 there. So we will expect that. But it's you haven't experienced it until you've experienced it. So as I said, it'll be a game of footy. It'll be a different week. We'll embrace the week and we'll prepare as we always do to come ready to play and perform.
Were you happy that Dangerfield started an attack? Because obviously gave you the opportunity to get that upper hand in midfield? Or?
We prepared for both, and really that was Geelong's decision. We could have tossed a coin whether he was going to start in midfield or start forward, but we had plans in place for both, and we're probably more focused on what we need to do from a midfield viewpoint and try and get some early field position and score ball pressure. As I said, the crowd early was phenomenal in terms of their support. And once we kicked a couple of early goals, it was. I wouldn't have wanted to be in a Geelong jumper when the crowd was up and about. It was a great atmosphere.
You mentioned Greenwood before. Is he carrying an injury?
No.
Game time? But
No.
So defensively, in terms of the way that Harley handled Dangerfield early and the job that Tarly did on Hawkins, how pleased were you with those two roles?
Yeah, again, another two examples of guys that just played their role. I thought, Hardo's, we know he's got some speed and obviously the strength to match someone like Dangerfield. So I thought early he was good in that space. And Tarly was really solid all night. I thought he, against the weight of a fair few inside 50s at times, I thought he held up really well.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.